Hello, I'm Richard, and this is North East Football Media. Hello, I'm Richard, and welcome back to North East Football Media. This is the latest episode in the Focus on Grassroots series, and today I'm going to be speaking to Trevor Robinson from Hartlepool St Francis. Well, thanks for joining us today, Trevor. How are you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I'm absolutely great, mate. Thanks for having us.
Oh, no problem at all. It's a pleasure. Just really wanted to start a little bit about yourself, really. When did you first get involved with grassroots football, and obviously with Hartlepool St Francis in particular?
Yeah, grassroots football, I think I've never not been involved, really, to be honest with you. Obviously, I was involved myself as a child and a player. I then went on to managing adult teams, and then my children started to play for teams. I launched a club about 17 years ago that is now known as Golden Flats. Originally that was Bellevue Juniors as partnership of the youth club that I worked for. So the lad called Jimmy Costello basically took that team and grew the team and done really well with it and formed it the Golden Flats. I then sort of went down the avenue of supporting my own children, and most of my lads were playing football, and I went along to St Francis with one of my children, Jack. Was introduced by who was now the chairman, Peter Rooney, who was starting a team around about 8 years ago. From there, I ended up involved in the club. I ended up helping out with the team, and as you do, coaching and supporting in the development. And 4 years ago, the last secretary sort of stood down, and they voted me in. I walked into the meeting and I was already voted in before I even got there. So basically, that's how I got involved 4 years ago. In terms of the committee side, but coaching and managing, I've always been involved with grassroots football.
So your current role is the secretary, is it? That's what your current role at the club is? Yeah.
I'm club secretary, welfare officer. I manage an underage team and basically do anything that's needed, as we all do in grassroots football. Obviously, you're club secretary, but you're still putting goals up and ordering goals and whatever you do. You work together collectively, don't you?
Yeah, no, exactly. Just tell us a little bit more about the club then. How long's Hartlepool St Francis been going? How many teams are there? Because you've got quite a lot of teams, haven't you, throughout different age groups as well?
Yeah. The club, we believe, we've tried to do a bit of history around it. We believe it's the oldest club in Hartlepool. Certainly, it was founded in the 70s, so it's been going quite a while. It's been big, and then it's dipped off, and then it's been big again. 4 years ago, when I took over as secretary alongside Peter Rooney, who's chairman, the club we then had 3 teams. So we've done a lot of development in terms of growing the club and getting it back to where it was, well established within the Teesside and North East. We've now got currently 17 teams. We've got 3 girls teams, which we're very proud of, launching the girls section, and we compete at all levels, to be honest with you. We're doing quite well in terms of the competitive side, that you shouldn't really have, but at the end of the day, you play football to win, in my opinion. There will be different opinions on that, but there's also that social and emotional side that we have around supporting each child in their development and the families attached to it.
Oh, fantastic. I mean, in terms of facilities where you play, I mean, do you own the facilities there, or is it council owned? And what about Clubhouse and stuff like that? Is that something that you've got there, or you're getting sorted?
It's a huge thing at the club, to be honest with you. It's something that's always been a pipe dream in terms of having some sort of clubhouse or facilities there. The area that we've got at the minute is leased by the council, and the council are quite supportive in our development. A couple of years back, I think it was the first year that I took over, or the second year, we got in touch with Football Foundation in terms of trying to get a clubhouse. We were looking towards that, and then we got this amazing news that one of our old members was had won the Euro Millions and named us on a press coverage of winning that. So we were like rabbits in headlights. Basically, the press sort of done a huge coverage on that and captured that we wanted a clubhouse and put two and two together and sort of put that out there. We got quite a bit of support off Frances Connolly and her husband in terms of some development of the club, but we would never towards the stage of investing into a clubhouse. So we thought at that stage that wasn't going to happen. But recently I've got back in touch with Football Foundation, and we've reformulated a plan, and we've brought in a company that's going to oversee the plan, and we're working really hard to possibly this time next year looking towards having some facilities within the club. A lot of work needs to go ahead, a lot of fundraising, which we're currently doing a crowdfunder to help us with that and stuff like that. So development is very big at the club, wanting to provide for our members and the community, really.
No, it sounds like you've got good plans there, which is great. I mean, from a personal point of view yourself, what do you enjoy most about being involved with Hartlepool St Francis?
All of it. All of it. I enjoy the togetherness, the community spirit, the drive that the volunteers have got, the parents, the support, the actual match days, the banter, the smiles on the kids' faces, everything. I mean, to catch a grassroots football would be a job and a half, because what it gives to people like myself who's involved, and also parents, kids, and the community, our coaches and managers who are amazing, is special. It is special, and I think what sort of doesn't get recognised is the development of the people who get involved. So the likes of the coaches and managers who give up their time, but also within that develop their skills and their personal development and everything else like that. It is beyond belief.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Yeah, obviously you've been with Hartlepool St Francis, as you said, for quite a while now. What's been your best moment at the club, do you think, so far?
Got a few. I thought about this. My best moment.
You pick a couple if you want. That's fine.
I'll have a couple. I have thought about this. My best moment is launching the girls' teams, and every time we launch a team, and seeing their development. I would say, instead of one moment, I would say every Saturday and Sunday. So seeing the kids smile, whether it's training, whether it's games, and achieving their goals, not scoring the goals, but achieving them. So every moment, I would say, I wouldn't pick anything in particular from me. That's why I struggle with it.
No, that's great. I mean, what sort of community activities did a club sort of get involved in? Is there stuff that you do on a regular basis in your local community?
Yeah, we like to link up with the local community. We've done things in the past, like a fun day. We had a It's a Knockout, obviously before COVID, which that we're going to look to do again. If people remember, well, if they're as old as me, if they remember the days of It's a Knockout, big inflatables and people dressing up and making fun of themselves. So we look to do that yearly, a big fun day. Obviously, it helps within the club to raise funds, but also includes all the community. We put stalls on, get the community involved, look at shows and stuff like that. So we do that like annually. Also, we look to do activities away from football because it's magical for these kids to have that like social connection and create friends, and it's not always just about the football and actually playing the game. It's about that friendship and growing up together and creating that bond, really. So we do a lot of that. We are looking towards having an open session within the near future, whereas we can open the gates on one night a week and just offer football, old-fashioned football, kids to come in at all ages, regardless to what team you play for, and have a kickabout and put them into teams and play football, because that's what we all love.
No, exactly. That sounds great. Obviously, one of the biggest challenges, I guess, for all grassroots clubs is, raising funds to pay for your pitch, to pay for your kits, the equipment, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, how much of a challenge has that been for you guys as a club, and how have you managed to kind of deal with that and get around it?
I think you can tell by the grey hairs it's a challenge. I was dark-haired before this. No, it's a constant worry. Funds is a constant worry for people who run the club, and I think people who's attached to the club don't always see that, because when you have a big club, a big grassroots club, it is a voluntary. Well, we actually registered charity now, which is great. The day-to-day running and the monthly running is something that you need funds for. You can't avoid it. COVID came in and basically took away the activities themselves. So therefore you're not getting the revenue coming in. So you're relying on grants, you're relying on fundraising, you're relying on handouts, really. Obviously, the continued football and the operations happen, but in terms of our club, and I imagine many grassroots clubs, they have development plans there. They have plans that, like ourselves, wanting to not just be where we are, want to reach for the sky, want to look at clubhouses, want to develop the facilities, the kits, have better training equipment, always looking to better themselves. I think, obviously, because of the restrictions we've had, this has damaged that sort of development, really, in a nutshell.
No, it has. Yeah, it's made it really difficult. And sort of just kind of moving on to the sort of local FA. Have you had a lot of dealings with them? Have they been sort of helpful with you, especially at this time with all the, with the lockdowns and stuff? Have you found they've been helpful for you?
I can't praise the local FA enough. With regards to St Francis and the communications I have with them, I think throughout, on a number of areas around funding, around improving your pitches, around that support. Additionally to that, how do we develop our coaches? How do we keep their qualifications up to date, and the DBSs and everything else like that? They've been, in my opinion, very creative in trying to adapt to the current situation, and supportive, although they will have their own sort of pressures against them, people fair load and stuff like that. So I would like to personally thank them, because it's me who is in contact with them daily. John Topham himself, before COVID, was looking at a development program with our club around educating our parents and our coaches more to look at how do we provide that support more, how do we understand the current pressures within the game. So throughout everything, prior COVID and during COVID, they have supported our club massively.
Fantastic. That's good to hear. A lot of clubs are saying similar things, actually, which is good.
Yeah.
From your own personal point of view, if you could change one thing currently about grassroots football, what would that be?
That's a big one. That's a big one. I would say, in terms of sort of like getting that balance right between play and competitive play. So I agree with a lot of aspects of it around obviously the fair play and non-leagues and stuff like that. But I do believe that also children, in terms of their development, have to learn around winning and losing, disappointments in life, putting in the whatever you put the work in for, you achieve, and that's about obviously life itself in general and personal development. I do understand why them rules are in place, or sort of that conduct's in place, sort of thing, because unfortunately others and pressures from the sidelines and likewise isn't negative towards the children at times. So I think education for all needs to sort of develop within grassroots.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, sort of moving on really now to sort of obviously lockdown now. It's been over a year on and off, as we know. What sort of impacts? I know you sort of touched on it a little bit before. What kind of impact has the lockdowns had on your club in particular?
I think at the forefront of everything, I would say finances. It's really impacted on finances. Obviously, a club at our size, the subs not coming in. I mean, you're talking of a revenue of £4,000 a month or roundabouts there of no subs. I mean, I think we into the 7th month in total throughout lockdown, and stop and start, that we haven't had that income coming into the club. So that's really impacted. We trying our best with grants and funding and everything else for it not to, but the reality is it is impacting. Whereas the club we had 4 years ago, and when we first sort of inherited the club, if you like, and took over, we had very little funds. We spent the 4 years obviously developing them funds and being able to be sustainable and being able to develop things, and even in a lot of stages we give back to the community. I know you mentioned it earlier, but we work a lot with other charities like Miles for Men and stuff like that, and we've even give donations to good causes as a club. Unfortunately, currently with the restraints and the lack of funding, we're not able to do that, and that's something that we really want to continue to do.
Yeah, well, hopefully, as I say now, sort of grassroots football is due to be restarting again, isn't it, the next week or so, which is good news. Yeah. I mean, what do you, as as a club, have you got any events kind of planned for the restart, or is it just literally just getting football played and getting back to doing that side of it?
Yeah, we've been quite optimistic and looking at putting them events in. Really, I mean, for me and the club and the board, we really want presentations to go ahead this year. So we are planning towards our presentations and trophies and highlighting the achievements of all of our kids and members, because to me that's really special. You have to show what they've achieved. Our fun day, hopefully in August, with it's a knockout again, and people dressing up and sliding down slides and the kids getting wet and having fun. So that's looking to go ahead. We did have many people who know Acoustic Odds, which is a social media band who launched on social media. We did have them booked in for last year, so we're working with them to hopefully get them booked in again and have an adult charity night where obviously they come perform live in Hartlepool, which has never been done before. So They're
Wow.
sort of like the highlights of the three things that we want. Our coaches and managers and volunteers have suggested a few things that they would like to do in terms of obviously putting on nights and charity nights to help the club, obviously recruit some of that financial loss, but also helping us in developing for the future with potentials of clubhouses and stuff like that. One of the other things, obviously, depending on what happens, is we would like to do in some way the Mars for Men run, which is a local charity, that happens every year. We're not sure whether that's going ahead yet, but last year what we did is, instead of doing it, some of our teams had actually ran round the field instead of doing the 2K run. So stuff like that, because I really think that helps show our members, our children, that it's not just about football, it's about helping the community out and being part of a community as a whole, really, a full town all working together.
No, I mean, that all sounds great. In terms of the football itself, then, is all your leagues going to be finishing? Are they actually going to carry on with the leagues, or have any of them been postponed?
Well, again, massive praise to the TGFA, Kev, and also the Russell Fosters, that the leagues will continue, and basically working alongside again the FA. They've allowed the extension of the affiliation to June, so all games will sort of all leagues will commence. I think there's a learning process as well within that, because we wouldn't have got many games on anyway in the winter, if I'm truthful. So maybe we take a little bit of learning from that, maybe extend it each year and let the kids play football within decent weather. I'm saying that as I'm looking outside and it's raining, but in decent weather. So and I think alongside that, if you've got the weather, when we're able, they've got other family members who can come and support and stuff like that, whether it's older members of the family or younger members, because so often you've got kids playing football there and you can't get family members there because it's too cold. They've got younger siblings, or the nanas or granddads would love to come and watch, and again, the weather hinders that.
No, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's one good thing, I guess, about this now is when the football does restart in a week or so, hopefully we're going to be getting in through some nice weather, and the sun will be out and everyone can enjoy it a little bit more maybe than when it's snowing and freezing cold in December and stuff like that. So I guess there's positives as well, isn't there? Just before you go into it, I mean, are your club quite active on social media? Do you have like Facebook pages and website and that kind of stuff so people can find you?
Yeah, we have our own page, Hartlepool St Francis, that I hope that we put a good coverage on in terms of what we do. We've also got we have a regular bingo lottery on there, which helps bring in some funds, but also gives people an opportunity to win some decent money. So there's stuff like that on there, and we like to put a coverage of what we do and what we feel we do well, really, as a club. So get yourself on there and like it if you can, please.
No, definitely. Yeah, get everyone to check you out there. And I say, if anyone's obviously interested in joining a club or anything else, helping you out with sponsorships or anything, just get in touch, obviously, through that as well.
Just one last thing, Richard. Obviously, within lockdown, what we did is we got planning permission to put Enclosure on our 11-a-side pitch. So that was in view to help us with some revenue coming in and stuff like that with sponsors. And we've had quite a good response and quite a few local businesses who sponsored us. So if anybody's interested in that, again, it's on our page. Just get in touch with us. Really, it will help the club massively.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, this is what this is about. Really, give you the opportunity to, put out there what you're doing and what you're looking at getting into the club as well. It's really important to help. And I mean, I just want to say, obviously, thanks to you, Trevor, as well, because you've been a big supporter of what I do as well, and I really appreciate that as well. And I'm sure that we'll meet again very soon. Maybe I'll be out with a camera again, hopefully in some nice weather and getting some more of your games.
You're booked in for the 11th, mate. We love you down there. We love having you down as well. And I think with recording the matches and everything, I think that's something that needs to be added for all clubs, because they're special memories and special moments, and we need to capture them, don't we, for these kids? I wish somebody was recording me in my day when I scored my one and only goal.
Yeah. No, it's a shame I missed that one for you, but no doubt we'll speak again very soon. Anyway. So thanks for coming on today, Trevor. I say, and everyone look out for Hartlepool St Francis on social media, and thanks for your time today.
Thank you. All right, good luck. Cheers, Richard.
So that was Trevor there from Hartlepool St Francis. Please check them out on social media, on their Facebook page. And if you're interested in getting involved in sponsorship of the club or anything else, Trevor is the guy you need to speak to. Please stay tuned to the channel, because I've got more of these interviews to come over the next week or so. A lot more people want to get involved in this. If you'd like to promote your club via this channel, please get in touch. You can see the details currently on the screen. If you like what I'm doing, please give this video a like. Please subscribe to the channel as well to help support the stuff I'm trying to do for grassroots football. And as Trevor said there, I will be out very soon filming some games for Hartlepool St Francis again as well. I did a few before Christmas, so that's going to be good. So stay tuned to the channel for all that as well. And if you'd like your club covered as well, please get in touch. I say the details are currently on the screen. So this is North East Football Media.